Whether you're dealing with romantic partners, family, friends, or coworkers, maintaining healthy boundaries can help you strengthen relationships, avoid unhealthy connections, and improve your self-esteem and overall well-being. This video reviews what healthy boundaries entail and provides tips on how to establish healthy boundaries. But first, what are boundaries in relationships? You might hear the word boundaries and imagine walls separating you from others. In a sense, that's true. But boundaries aren't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, they're an important ingredient in healthy, balanced relationships. They're also crucial to maintaining your identity, mental health, and physical well-being. Boundaries can include restrictions on physical actions, such as asking a roommate or partner not to look through your phone or interrupt when working from home. They can also be psychological, such as asking your spouse to accept that your goals and dreams may not always be the same as theirs. Without healthy boundaries, your relationships can become toxic and unsatisfying, and your well-being can suffer. You might feel taken advantage of if a friend keeps asking for money, for example, or feel overwhelmed by stress if you need to solve your partner's emotional problems. Or if a parent continually invades your privacy, you'll likely feel resentful. Similarly, if you continually ignore another person's boundaries, you risk making them feel uncomfortable and damaging the relationship. Boundaries aren't just necessary in your relationships, though. They're also needed in the workplace, where coworkers or managers might monopolize your time or disregard your needs. Unhealthy boundaries at work can also follow you home and reduce the quality of your personal life. One study showed that when the boundaries between personal life and work are blurred, people experience more emotional exhaustion and less happiness. On the other hand, setting boundaries, particularly regarding job duties, can lead to a greater sense of empowerment. Learning to set and maintain healthy boundaries can change many aspects of your life, from work to family relations to dating. It all starts with understanding the difference between healthy and unhealthy boundaries. Before we review the tips, let's also review the different types of boundaries in relationships. Personal boundaries can come in many forms. However, not every relationship requires you to address every type of boundary. For example, you might need to set physical restrictions with a coworker, not financial ones. Physical boundaries help keep you comfortable and safe, not just when dealing with strangers, but also when interacting with those closest to you. For example, you might tell someone you prefer handshakes to hugs. Or you could tell a friend that you need to take a rest during a lengthy bike ride. If a physical space belongs to you, you can also set limitations around that. Perhaps you don't want someone to intrude in your bedroom or clutter your office with their items. Sexual boundaries could involve anything from asking for consent before being physically intimate to checking in with your partner's comfort level during sex. Even if you've been with your partner for years, you should continue to communicate your preferences. You might want to reassess limitations and expectations surrounding things like frequency of sex and contraception use. Emotional boundaries ensure that others are respectful of your emotional well-being and internal comfort level. When setting an emotional boundary, you might say, "I don't want to discuss this subject at work because I need to focus." You might also use these barriers to prevent yourself from feeling overwhelmed by other people's feelings. For example, you can acknowledge you're not responsible for how another person reacts to your decision to turn them down for a second date. Material/financial boundaries extend to your belongings, such as money, clothing, car, or home. If you're charitable, you might find it difficult to refuse people who want to borrow items. However, people may intentionally or unintentionally take advantage of your goodwill, and then you may notice your own resentment building. When setting a material restriction, you might say, "You can borrow my phone charger, but please put it back when you're done," or "No, I can't loan you money for new shoes." Time boundaries allow you to focus on your priorities at work and in your personal life without feeling crowded by other people's needs and wants. Imagine that you've had a stressful work week and want to spend the weekend recuperating. You might decline a party invite or set a limit on how long you'll be there. Other time-related restrictions could include asking a friend to avoid calling you during work hours or asking a partner to delay an important conversation until a more convenient time. Here are some tips for setting boundaries in relationships. Tip 1. Know what you want in a relationship. Whether the relationship is romantic or platonic, it's hard to have your needs met if you don't know what they are. Reflecting on your values and beliefs is a good place to start. By gaining a more thorough understanding of yourself, you can begin to imagine the types of boundaries you need. If you value independence, you'll likely want to set financial rules for yourself and a partner. If you value high productivity or privacy, you might set physical boundaries with coworkers who tend to wander into your workspace. Tip 2. Talk to the person about your boundaries. Knowing how to effectively communicate your needs to others is important. Rushed conversations, poor wording, and vague requests can make it harder for loved ones to understand and respect your ground rules. Consider timing. The best time to set a boundary with your partner is when you both feel relaxed and can focus on the conversation. If you're mid-argument, try cooling down and circling back to the conversation once you're both calm. Nervous about discussing your needs? Write your points down before the discussion so that you can speak clearly about your needs. Tip 3. Enforce boundaries. Not everyone in your life is going to respect your boundaries all of the time. A partner might accidentally cross one, or difficult family members might do so intentionally. Restate your needs. It's possible that the other person didn't understand your original request or simply forgot it. Be calm, firm, and clear about what you need. Have clear and reasonable consequences for crossing a boundary. If someone has a habit of talking over you, for example, you could say, "I feel disrespected when you talk over me. If you do that again, I'll have to end the conversation." Tip 4. Learn how to respond when someone else sets a boundary. You're not the only one who can set boundaries in a relationship. When someone voices a restriction, you might feel a sense of shame or frustration. Perhaps you feel like you're being reprimanded or put in your place. You may notice some negative emotions rushing to the surface as you try to immediately defend your actions. Keep in mind that you are not losing anything but gaining knowledge of what makes the person in your life feel safe and happy. And there you have it, the essentials of understanding and setting healthy boundaries in all types of relationships. Boundaries aren't about building walls, but about creating space for mutual respect, communication, and emotional well-being. By recognizing your needs and learning how to communicate them effectively, you can foster healthier, more balanced connections in every area of your life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more tips on building stronger relationships and personal growth. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And let us know in the comments, what's one boundary you've set that's made a positive difference in your life? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.